Hi, Martin here. I got my '01 Dodge Dakota here, and I just recently lowered the front end 3 inches, and the back I did a axle flip and lowering it 5.5 inches. Now, I think it's time for some new wheels and tires. All right. Well, I've been shopping around, and there's not a huge selection for your Dodge Dakotas and Durangos with the 6-lug pattern. And I'll show you a set of wheels that I first bought. I kind of hit that buy it now button just a little quick, and I was hoping I could make those wheels work, but that wasn't going to happen. So I got another set of wheels I just got in the other day. I'm going to show you those real quick here. And what we're going to do is we're going to test fit those new wheels on here, you know, and check like for the offset and how it's going to appear on the vehicle. And then I'm also going to break out the one that the set that I bought earlier. I just want to show you those because I thought they were an absolute beautiful wheel. There was no way to make it actually work on this truck, and I'll show you why. All right, well, let's get started. Okay, first I want to show you the first set of wheels that I bought. I got these shortly after I got the truck, saw them on eBay, and fell in love with them. And the listing on eBay didn't show the bolt pattern. So these wheels were made for like your like your 06 and newer Dodge Durangos. They were an optional wheel that you could purchase. And so I Googled it. You know, what's the bolt pattern for an 09 Dodge Durango? And Google lied to me and said it was 4.5 on 5. That is not true. Okay, so here's these wheels. I think they're beautiful. I just love the 5 spokes, and you know, this open hole here they got. I mean, it's a great looking wheel. Now, unfortunately, like I was saying, I Googled it, gave me the wrong information, and then when I put it on my wish list on eBay, the seller contacted me and was knocking, like, I forget what it was off, $75 if I bought them within the next 24 hours. Well, I got all excited and I hit that buy it now button. Well, that was a mistake because the actual bolt pattern on these is 5.5 on 5. So that makes the pattern way bigger. See, now I was going to convert the Dakota to a 4.5 on 5. That's doable. Well, when I got this and found out what the bolt pattern was, there isn't enough meat on the axles and hubs to do this conversion. So I was kind of stuck with these wheels. It's too bad because, oh, by the way, this is a 18x8 wheel. And I thought that would have been a nice size, especially if you're going to lower the truck. And an 18-inch wheel still gives you plenty of rubber if you're looking to keep the tire around the same size or same height as stock. So with these wheels out, so what I found was these XD series wheels. They are a 17x8. And I thought that'd be a nice size. And these are him right here. They are a matte black finish to them, and they call them a pulley series wheel because they kind of look like your plastic, like alternator pulleys, or not so much. I'm sorry, not the alternator, but the power steering pump pulleys. It looks a lot like that. I got the center cap there installed. Now, with these, they were inexpensive at $128 a piece, and with a little bit of shipping coming from California to Nevada, it brought it out to $570 for a set of 4. Not bad. And these are made in China. I'll tell you what we'll do is this was probably also another deal where I think I hit the buy it now button just a little too quick. And I'm not saying they won't fit, because they will. they will bolt right on. They are the correct pattern. And but let's see what happens when we bolt these on and how they look. Now I got the truck jacked up just enough to get the tire off the ground, but what I want to show you, I got a straight edge here, and I want to just lay that up against the fender flare and then see where we're at. Now I can see just a little bit of a gap right here. I mean less than 1/4 of an inch, and then it's resting against the tire down here. So if you pull that out even, okay, so we got, you know, with the tire, we're almost flush with this fender flare. Okay, so note that. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this tire removed, and we'll install one of the wheels. And yeah, I did do a disc brake conversion on this. These disc brakes are from an 03 Durango. The axle is actually out of an 01 Durango. No, sorry, a 2000 Durango. And I got 392 gears with a Sherlock posi traction in here. Now I went ahead and got these blue spline drive nuts. And I mean, yeah, it's a lot lighter blue than the actual truck, but I thought maybe it'd be a nice accent. Always start the lug nuts by hand. Don't put the power to it, you know, because you can easily cross thread them. All right. Well, that's what it's going to look like. And now, the thing is, so when I set this metal edge on here, I got pretty much the same gap that I had before, but you got to remember, I was up against the tire before, and the tire bulges outward, and that's where I got a little over anxious with that buy it now button. But I was getting a little frustrated because there just isn't a huge selection of wheels for the Dodge Dakota and Durangos, and this probably wouldn't be my first choice. You know, like I like that chrome wheel with the 5 spokes on it. I love that look. Personally, these, I would like them better if they were in a gunmetal gray. I think would look really good with the blue truck, and it's got gray interior. You know, I think that would look sharp. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're also going to go ahead and try this on the front, and because a lot of times your 4-wheel drives are wider in the front than they are in the rear. And right now I'm happy with the way this is. It's got a what they call a 0mm offset, where the factory wheels are like 25 millimeters to the negative side. And so you're talking, you know, about that much difference. So we're going to see what it does on the front. I mean, I think this is acceptable. It's pretty much flush to the fender flare. You know, that's okay. The tire might poke out a little bit. It's not the look I was actually looking for. But let's try the front and we'll see what happens. I just wanted to give you a look at that wheel. Kind of hard to tell right now without the rubber on it, but you'll see that long before the video's over. We'll get the rubber put on here. Okay, now I'm going to place that straight edge on here. Now, I don't know if you can see that. Look at there. We got a gap here, but we didn't have that down there. So the front end is, well, this is telling me it's wider, or the body is narrower, one of the two. And so I'll go ahead and pull this wheel off of here, and we'll put the new one on and see what we end up with when we put that straight edge up against there, if this ends up any more than it is right now. Probably got about 3/4 of an inch gap right there. I almost messed up big time. I forgot to jack the vehicle up. Oh yeah, it's looking like it really sticks out there quite a bit ways further. Now, like I was saying, these have a 0 mm offset. And what that means too is that the mounting plate where you on the back of the wheel is exactly in the middle of the width of the wheel. So there's an 8-inch wheel, so that's 4-inch. That would be a 4-inch offset, where the factory wheels are 25 millimeters. I think it's actually 25.4 to be exact. This time we're just going to put a couple lug nuts on there. Check this out. All right. Oh yeah. I don't know if that, I can get like 2 fingers in there. So there's definitely a difference. We pretty much doubled the width here. So we got a finger wider. And now remember, that's with just the wheel. Once we add the tire, that's going to bump it out even more than it was. Maybe 3 fingers wider. So basically the tire is going to stick outside of this fender flare, and I don't know that I like that at all. That's not really the look I was looking for, especially on a vehicle that's been lowered. And now you raise one of these, or if I had kept it at stock height, I think that would look all right. But not so much on a lowered vehicle. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the other tire back on here, get these loaded up into the truck, and take these down to Costco, where I got tires waiting for me, and I'm going to be mounting a 245 70/17 on here. And what I currently have on here right now is a 265 70/16, and the height difference between the two it's marginal. They're very, very close. I know it's less than ½ an inch difference, but I'll post that exact measurements. And that I wanted a tire that was basically the same height as this one, because I like the way it filled the wheel well, you know, the way it did. And I definitely did not want to go taller, because I don't like ruining the gear. I mean, I just got done putting 393s in here, or 392s, excuse me, and I want that gear. You know, I want to get some performance out of it. By putting a taller tire on it, you're just ruining what you tried to gain. All right, just got back from Costco. I am really super pleased. This is turning out way better than I anticipated, or especially on the front. That's where I was really worried about the tire sticking out, and as you can see, it's not. It's the tread looks like it's coming right to the very edge of the fender flare. Let me get over it, just right there. You can see that just a little bit of the section width of the tire is poking out. So I couldn't be happier, because I was just about worried that I was going to have another set of wheels for sale. So yeah, really pleased with this. And we'll come to the back, and the back it's under the wheel well a little bit more. As you can see there's really almost the section width is even flush to the edge of the fender flare there. So yeah, I'm super pleased with this. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. All right, we'll take the straight edge here and put it up against the tire. Now, there is a gap here that I didn't have before, I believe. And, you know, this is a 0 offset opposed to the 25.4 of the factory wheel. So it makes the tire stick out a little bit more. Now, the tread itself is staying underneath the fender flare. It's just this section width that is sticking out a little bit. And I mean, I think it looks really good on this truck the way it is. All right, let's check out the front. Now with the front, before we had a 1 finger width. Now I got not quite 2. So like I was saying before, the when I put that wheel on here, the fact that I didn't have the vehicle supported on the suspension was throwing off the camber, making it look worse than it actually was. And then now we got a narrower tire. We went from a 265 to a 245. So the section width of the tire is going to be narrower, and that also helped keep things underneath this fender flare. The tread, I would say, is even with the very edge of the fender flare, maybe poking out just a hair bit. But yeah, we're like a 1.5 fingers here. So not too bad on the section width of what's poking out. Very acceptable. I'm so pleased that these wheels, I mean, they look as good as they do on here. I was really worried they were going to be sticking out and making things look kind of ugly, but very happy with them. Now there's one other thing. When I was down at Costco, and this is going to happen at a lot of your big tire shops, let's say Discount Tire, will probably do the same thing. They're going to make a big deal about the center hole here if it doesn't line up with, let's say, your axle. It has the same diameter. Well, luckily, the company I got these wheels from, they sent a full set of these centering hub rings. So this takes up the space of the diameter of the wheel hole and then your axle diameter. And this will allow everything to be legal. You know, you're not going to have a problem at a tire shop. Oh my gosh, you don't have those centering rings. I did have that problem a little bit when I went and had new tires mounted on my XJ down at Costco. They were kind of making a big deal about it, and I'm like, I've been driving around like this for 10 years. I just don't think it's a real big deal. But let's say, because what happened also, they could not put the centering ring in and the center cap in at the same time. It's either one or the other. So naturally I came home without the center caps in. It looks kind of ugly because you're looking at a rusty axle and then you're looking at that nut with the cotter pin on the front. Yuck. So of course I had to pull all the wheels, put the center caps in. Now if you wanted both, because these center caps go in through the backside, we could pull the caps off, take the wheel off, and I think you could trim 3/8 of an inch off the cap. Do a nice job with maybe like a Dremel tool and a cutoff wheel. Then put these in, install them, and then install the wheel. Take a little RTV, put it on the outside of the cap, press it right in there, and let it set up. And I think you're going to be fine. And the only time you'd have to take the center cap back out is if they had to pull the tire off to service it or change the tire off the wheel, right? So that is something I may do to make everything legal so I don't have a problem. Let's say I take this down there and need to have the tire serviced because I picked up a nail or got a flat tire. And they're going to make a big deal about, well, where's your centering ring? So I may do that and get those installed. But I tell you what, I am really pleased with these wheels and tires. I think it turned out great. It threw my speedometer off maybe a fraction of a mile an hour at 65 miles an hour. I got a GPS thing in there and I could see it just barely, and not a big deal at all. But real happy with them. I hope you enjoy them, and if you like this, give me a thumbs up, or if you got any comments you want to make about the wheels and tires, go ahead and hit the keys down below, hammer away, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions or listen to your comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. If you've never subscribed to me before, please hit that subscribe button right down there and the little bell symbol right next to it, and that way you get notified the next time I upload a video. And I'm also an Amazon affiliate. Please check out the links down below in the description where you can do all your Amazon shopping through one of those links, and that way the channel earns a small commission. Sure appreciate that. And I'll have links of products and tools I may have used in the video. Alright, thanks again for watching, and we will see you on the next one.